Hi there and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how to remove that condensation that you get on the windscreens of some boxsters, 986s, 987s, probably other cabriolets as well. So I'm going to do this in a modular format because one of the things I've noticed is if you put it all up in one go, somebody will also point out another source of water ingress, which we need to investigate and actually just add on to it. So by doing it in small videos, we'll get to the end of the problem, and hopefully you won't have that condensation in the morning. So this 987 has had condensation, mild condensation for the last 3 years or so, but it's been very mild. It got worse last year, but we determined what the problem was, and now it's cured after I went through a series of remedial things for the car's MOT. So I'm going to talk you through what I did, and hopefully if you've got any other suggestions, then just add them in. So this is the first part of the module, which is just to explain where the water comes from. So the first thing we say is that the water ingress you'd get would be over here on the windscreen. You wake up in the morning, you've got water on the inside of the car, or there's another form of water ingress which you just get water on these side panels, one or the other. The worst type of water ingress is when you get water in the carpet of the passenger's side seat. That's the one that always causes concern for everybody, and that's on that passenger side seat. Now I'm going to go through all of these and what can be the causes. So the most obvious ones, the ones we need, in fact they're actually all not obvious, otherwise we'd have fixed them. Another thing we should mention is that it's often a combination of different sources of the water. So I'm just going to go through them all just briefly with you. Okay, so please excuse the fact that this is a video which is being done on the move. Okay, so water across here in the morning. If you find on rainy days, etc., you've got water down here, then that's going to be a problem with the sills which are contacting there to the glass. So from there, where's my pointer stick? Oh, I've misplaced it. 1 second, I'll just go get it. So if you're getting water, as I said, if you're getting water across here, then it's often a problem with the windows either not closing correctly all the way to the top, or alternatively it's the connection between this seal over here against the window. Now over time that will wear, so if your car is 7-8 years old, you want to have a look at that and see if it's got wear and tear on it, and I'll show you what mine looks like. Okay, the next place of water is if you have a feel low down, if you see marks across here or marks across here, and if you have a feel down here and this is damp, then that's an indication you've got water ingress again coming in through the top seal. Now there's also a membrane under here behind that, and apparently that also, if that leaks, then the water just ingresses straight through again onto the carpet down here. Okay, now this carpet will appear dry even when it's wet. It will appear dry, so you can pour water and then it will appear dry. So the way to actually really test it is to remove this side panel here, and then you can get your hand underneath the carpet and have a good feel underneath. Now that is not 100%. The only way you get 100% is actually taking the seat out. It's connected by a couple of maybe 4 torque bolts on there, and just lifting that whole section out, removing this side panel as well, and also this long section here, and that would help to get you more access to really feel underneath there. So underneath this area is about 1 to 1.5 inches of foam. So although that doesn't feel as if it's going straight into metal, there's a lot of foam underneath there, and most importantly underneath this seat there's a control unit, a control module there, which I believe controls the immobilizer. If that gets wet, then you've got a serious problem, so you really want to keep an eye on that. The other place of water ingress that you can see is actually through the roof itself. Now the roof, again, always looks perfect on these Porsches, even if it's leaking water. So what I would suggest there is actually have a look really carefully for any signs of water ingress. Now you can see there, that shouldn't be there. Why is that there? Okay, so we're going to have a look at that as well. Now I've already fixed this car, so I do apologize. I wish I had actually taken videos whilst I was actually doing the doing more off the roof just before I actually started the roof, but I didn't. So how waterproof is your roof? Well, the roof and the convertibles aren't waterproof. They're multi-membranes, but not waterproof. You would think they were. No, they're water resistant. So what I would say there is that you need to really think about that, and really think about how often, what's your service plan for the roof of the car. Okay, and that has to include sealing it at least once a year, just to make sure that it's not actually dropping in water. And the good test is to check to see how it absorbs water. We'll do that later on. Okay, so I'm going to pull back the roof of the car into this position here, okay, just so we can get a good idea of what's going on at the back of the vehicle. Okay, so we're going to look at other places of water ingress, and here we go. I'm just going to pop this off and just open the car door. Now, one of the things I mentioned was looking at the seals over here. Now you can see that's if I can get a good picture of that. 1 second. That's a fairly new seal there. Okay, and you can feel it's actually very felty. Okay, so it's not just a piece of rubber, it's got felt across. I'm going to go to the other side and have a look at the felt there. Okay, and again, that's a new one again, but look at this bit over here. It's taken a little bit more wear, and there you can see the felt's very flattened. So when it's completely bald, there's a good indication that it's just worn away just with time. Now, whilst I'm here, the other place for the roof, which is the place for water ingress, is this area here. If your piping here sits out with the channel, then there's a good indication that that is not the position it's meant to be in, so therefore that's a place for water ingress as well. Now, if you look at these seams here, okay, the seams are always a place for a weakness in the channel, so again, that's a place for water ingress. And again, just over here, there's a connection with the roof and this seal as well, and this again will also wear just with time, and that's a new one. And you can see how good it looks and compared to your one that you've got. Okay, so again, this seal can also go just with it being compressed, particularly if it's being compressed for a long time, goes on and off, etc. Then yes, it's going to weaken. Some people put a little bit of silicone grease on here just to help with the sealant, but I'm just not convinced that that's a long-term solution. So here we go, and as I mentioned, this roof, I'm going to make a separate video on the roof and how to actually seal it, and actually show you what I would expect how I'd expect the roof to behave under water conditions. Okay, now I'm going on to the back of the vehicle, and I'm going to show you these rain channels. Okay, in there. Now you can see there's one there. Okay, and I'm just dropping that into there. Now this should be all nice and clear. Okay, and on the other side, there's a second rain channel there. Okay, now I made a video on how to clean the rain channels, but we had a couple of mentions that it wasn't very good, because you should be using compressed air, and I should be showing you to actually clean the channels as well. So what I'm going to recommend is, if you see something in there, or if the water doesn't go through as I showed it, stop pouring water and just think about what's blocking that channel and how to relieve it. You can try many different ways. You could use your fingers to remove the top debris. You could use thin pipes to push the debris through. You could even go through the opposite side to push the debris up. You could use compressed air, but not too powerful, because that can potentially disconnect the pipes inside. But there's lots of reasons, and you just got to be a little bit clever and intelligent and actually work out how to actually unblock a pipe. Now, over here I mentioned there were 4 channels, rain channels in here, and effectively there are 4. People will say there's 2 and they'll argue to death, but it's rather pedantic for me, because we have got another channel here. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to get my position. There we go. Okay, here's another channel here. Okay, you can see myself just putting that pipe, that pointer ends pointing into that. Okay, and there's one on the other side as well. Now, of course, that will collect rainwater and divert it away from the inside of the car. And again, on the other side, there's a similar area here where we'll collect. Okay, now signs that you've got problems is you'll see water built up in this area, and it's not draining away. Over here I expect you to get a little bit of water building up, because you can see the height of that channel is a lot higher. If you want to test it, what you need to do is pour the water in, see if it comes down. Put it at an angle so that you can build up water down there, and that will go through. Other thing to look at is for a little bit of rust on there. Okay, ice cream van's on the way, so I'm expecting the kids to come out in a few seconds, so just bear with me if I have to stop this video. So again, same thing, tilt the car forward on an angle and pour some water in there. If it comes through, it should pour onto the ground. Now, of course, just for everybody to point out, if you find that the water is going higher and pouring into this section, it's not the end of the world, because you've got drains there. But as I said, don't continue pouring on 20-30 litres of water until your car floods inside. So that's the rear aspect of the car completed. We're now going to move around to the front to have a look at some more rain channels. So again, just to show you, we're at the front of the car now, and I've popped the bonnet open, and under here is where we need to get to. So we're just going to unclip this, and I can never remember how these unclip. There we go, there's one side, and there's so that's it, popped up there. And then what I'm going to do is just lift up this section here. Now pop that through and lift up this. This time you notice I haven't removed the washer cap. I'm going to show you where the rain channels are here, so let's look for them. Okay, again I'm going to use my pointer. There's one, and there's the second. Okay, darling. And there's the second channel. Okay, I'm off to get ice cream. 1 second. Sorry. Okay, and back to the demo. So again, the second channel is, where is it? It's there. Okay, there it is there, and one there as well. Make sure you don't get the grommet confused over there. That's not the channel. Okay, now of course we're going to go to the other side, and we're going to lift this up and out again, just taking care with it, and we're going to look again for the water, and I'm going to put my pointer just into the channel. I'm going to try and get you to have a view of where it is. There we go. Okay, that's it there. And the second one is over here, just behind the pipe. And again, I'm going to do my best to try and show you where it goes in. It's not easy to actually get this. It's just there, you know. It's a little bit difficult for me to show you from this angle. I'll try it from that angle. you can see where it is. You can get an idea of where it is. Get your bearings from this piece of metal here. Okay, now the water will also transfer down here, down this groove as well, and basically come down there, and you'll notice some channels there and a channel there, and of course water can come through this way. So we're looking for blockages, we're looking for little puddles of water in that area, which will indicate that you've got a problem. Once you're at it and in this area, you've got your pollen filter there, which you may just want to have a look to see if it's wet or anything like that. Now at the front of the car, you've also got some rain channels down here, okay, and that will carry the water away, and of course you'll have the water going down this area here as well. So basically the whole car is designed to take away the water. Now that is essentially the vast majority of areas which you're likely to get water ingress from. Again, as I said, make sure the carpets are a big problem, because if you've already got water in the carpets, then you know that's an indication of a serious problem, and you want to get that fixed as soon as possible. Thank you very much for that.